Good afternoon. Welcome to BBC London News. I'm Claudia Liza Armar. We start this lunchtime with new figures revealing the overwhelming number of teachers living with depression, anxiety and panic attacks. In an exclusive survey for BBC One's Inside Out programme, more than 70% of teachers in London admitted they've had psychological or mental health issues because of excessive workloads. Michael Underwood reports.
Pran Patel has been teaching physics for 12 years and has just started a new job in a school that he says values teacher well-being. But across London, teachers say that growing levels of marking, admin and unrealistic exam targets mean they are often working 12-hour days.
I have suffered from bouts of depression, anxiety, sleeplessness.
The Education Support Partnership has commissioned a survey to explore the impact that stress is having on teachers. In London, of the 71% of teachers who have experienced physical or mental health symptoms, 1 in 5 had suffered from panic attacks. Over half had struggled with insomnia or trouble sleeping, and 17% had been formally diagnosed with depression.
If we don't actually have more interventions and a recognition that looking at people's health, well-being, how you engage your staff, how you look after them, then you're going to have a situation where there will be more and more teacher burnout.
With almost a third of teachers leaving the profession in their first 5 years and not enough new teachers being trained, heads like Sean Marr in southwest London see a strong link between recruitment and retention challenges and an ever-increasing workload.
There are less and less people coming into the profession, so therefore you're picking from a smaller market of people to start with, but you've got less and less money with which to attract them. Certainly here as a school, we've seen more teachers feel more pressured, and we've had to go in and support those teachers. And that's not just a story of this school, that's a story that's replicated across the picture.
Despite the levels of stress in schools, only 15% of teachers who've experienced psychological, physical or behavioural problems have spoken to their employer. Many just simply believe it's not an option. For now, Pran is coping with the pressures of teaching, and he hopes that he can stay in the job that he loves.
I've always said when the bad days outweigh the good, what I'll do is I'll leave the profession because it's just not worth it.
Michael Underwood, BBC London News.
And you can see Michael's full report on Inside Out London. That's tonight at 7:30, right here on BBC One. Now, millions of council tenants could be in line for huge refunds from their landlords over their water bills. At least one local authority was paid commission by a water company to act as its agent, but failed to pass this money on to tenants. Well, our correspondent, Alex Bushell, is here and has been following the story. And Alex, explain how this all worked.
Well, we broke this story last year, and it's all about that landmark decision. Southwark Council were in an arrangement with Thames Water where they were being paid a discount, a commission, to handle all the water charges to their council tenants direct. The problem came that they didn't pass that commission on to around 40,000 tenants. They didn't allow those tenants to offset their bills. They kept that money for themselves. Now, what's happening now is we believe up to 70 other local authorities or councils could have got into a similar arrangement themselves. And today we learnt, for instance, that in Surrey, Waverley Council have confirmed that they got into a similar arrangement. The problem comes in that reselling of the water. That is what makes it illegal according to the landmark decision. When I spoke earlier this morning to the original council tenant, Kim Jones, who lives off the Camberwell Road in Southwark, about how this could be an increasing problem now.
I think it's going to be huge once it comes out, because if they've got the same deal with their local water supplier that we have with Thames Water, then it's going to be countrywide, I think, for all tenants everywhere, in every situation. If they find that their council's doing something wrong, then that's our right to put them to task, ask them why, and to put it right.
So this is something that could potentially affect millions of people around the country and, of course, people here in the capital.
Potentially, yes, but we have to be very clear that just this arrangement itself isn't illegal. It's the reselling aspects of this. But a team of lawyers now thinks it's worth looking at. They're sifting through 30,000 customers that have registered with them, and I spoke to them earlier as well.
This is the definition of the win-win deal, isn't it? You know, I as a water company don't have the power to switch off my water supply to a non-payer, but you as a landlord have the power to turn this into a service charge and give me a stick, which is, you know, so massively disproportionate as a potential possession issue.
He also went on to say that according to their early investigations, it's not just local councils that could have embarked in this arrangement. It's also, they believe, housing associations. They think 2 large housing associations may have questions to answer here in London. I guess the advice this lunchtime, Claudia, is go check your water bill.
Yeah, some good advice there, Alex. Thank you. Now, police in Essex tackling crime and disorder have turned to a Christian charity, hoping they'll be able to help them to get to the root of the problem. The Cinnamon Network has been given £27,000 in the hope it will lead to a drop in crime. Robbie West reports.
Holy Spirit to guide us tonight as we patrol the streets of Basildon.
Street pastors share a prayer before they head out on patrol.
Jesus Christ came. Amen.
Amen. Their job, to help people. The idea, work with the community to stop crimes before they're committed. Within minutes, they've found someone in need of help.
We just checked, how was he doing? Was he warm enough? Has he got facilities? And has he had a drink or something to eat today?
While they are all volunteers, Essex Police have spent over £20,000 on setting up partnerships like this. They say with fewer officers on the streets, the work of pastors and similar organisations plays an important role in modern policing.
What we want is a police force that says, with a small investment, with volunteers who want to do that little bit more, or bring that insight from their profession, we can do so much more. We haven't got the time. I've lost in the last 10 years, my force has lost 800 officers. While I've been Chief Constable, I've lost 400 officers. So now it's much more about how can we invest with other partners to be more effective and not become cold.
The man who decides what the force's budget is spent on believes this is not policing on the cheap.
It's actually what we want to do here is bind the sort of police service together with the community. The British policing model is a very powerful one if you look at international comparison, and it's powerful because it really does work with the community.
Back on the streets of Basildon, the street pastors arrived at the town centre's pubs, ready to help as closing time nears. Robbie West, BBC London News.
Now, 2 murals by the street artist Banksy have sprung up in central London. Now, they appeared on a wall in the Barbican, close to the Barbican Centre, and the artist confirmed on Instagram that they are his and says they're to mark an exhibition by the late American graffiti artist Jean-Michel Basquiat. Well, the City of London Corporation is deciding what to do with them. OK, well, let's see how the weather's looking. Here's Kate.
Good afternoon. Well, so far today, we've seen a real mixed bag of weather. First thing this morning, quite a pleasant sunrise for some of us. Bit of patchy cloud, but some really nice sunshine to start the day. The cloud's been rolling through ever since. On that cloud, 1 or 2 of us have seen some fairly heavy showers. But by the same measure, parts of Surrey have seen blue sky proper like this. Now, through the afternoon, we're likely to see more scenes like this, especially through London and the surround, actually, as these showers continue. 1 or 2 of them quite heavy. Between them, some brighter spells and some drier spells. Now, there's not loads of sunshine this afternoon, but very similar to this morning. The cloud could thin and break and we'll see some glimmers of sunshine. The showers fairly slow moving. Like I said, 1 or 2 of them could be quite heavy. Temperatures still managing to get up to around 17 Celsius. Now, as we head into this evening, further showers, but then some outbreaks of light patchy rain. The wind very light overnight as well, but that will gradually clear southwards, leaving a bit of a legacy of cloud, but that will start to disappear as we head through to dawn. Now, the minimum temperature around 9 Celsius. You may get a bit of mist and murk around first thing tomorrow, but it will lift, and the cloud, if you've got it first thing, will thin and break, and we'll see quite a decent day actually. Plenty of sunshine, at least in the morning. More cloud bubbling up in the afternoon, but it should stay dry, and in the sunshine, feeling really rather pleasant. 17, maybe 18 Celsius. Now, as we head further through the week, the temperature steadily rises a little more, especially through Wednesday. We pick up a southwesterly flow, so getting warmer for Wednesday and Thursday.
OK, well, that's about it from me. Riz Latif will be here from 6:30 tonight. But for now, from myself and the rest of the team, have yourself a good afternoon. Goodbye.